Hi students, today let us discuss about the applications of nanomaterials in various fields. So applications of nanomaterials. Actually, the nanomaterials play a wide range of applications, and let us see a few of them. First of all, nanotechnology applications in medicine. Because of their small size, nanoscale devices can readily interact with biomolecules on both the surface of the cells and inside the cells. Because of this, by gaining access to many areas of the body, they have the potential to detect what form of disease a patient has, and also it could deliver treatment. The nanomaterials it can be used for drug delivery. In nanomedicine, it is medical use of molecular sized particles to deliver drugs, heat, light, or other substances to specific cells in human body, which is mainly used in cancer treatment. We have quantum dot, nanoparticles, nanoshells, and nanotubes. The quantum dot, first of all, it will identify the location of the cancer cells in the body. And the nanoparticles delivers chemotherapy drugs directly to the cancer cells to minimize damage to a health without damaging the healthy cells. Okay, and nanoshells, it concentrate the heat from the infrared light to destroy cancer cells, and the normal cells or healthy cells will not be damaged. The nanotubes used in broken bones, it provides a structure for new bone material to grow also. So nanoshells as cancer therapy, they're injected into cancer area. First of all, they're injected. See, the nanocells are injected onto a cancer cell, and they recognize the cancer cells first of all. Then by applying the near infrared light, the heat in the presence of near infrared light, heat is generated by the light absorbing nanoshells. These nanoshells will absorb light and successfully kill the tumor cells, while the neighboring cells intact will be hale and healthy. Nanoshells kills tumor cells selectively. Okay, the nanoparticles are used for molecular imaging of malignant lesions. This is a cancer cell without affecting all the other cells. Nanowires, it is used in medical sensor. Like nanosized sensing wires are laid down across a microfluidic channel. So as a particle it flows through the microfluidic channel, the nanowire sensor picks up the molecular identification of these particles and immediately it relays. It gives an information through a connection of electrodes which is kept outside world, and these nano devices are man-made constructs made with carbon and silicon nanowire. They can detect the presence of altered genes associated with the cancer, and it will also help the researchers pinpoint the exact location of those changes. So this is nanowire sensor. Nanowire detect biomarkers of cancer. So it'll send a signal uh, to the electrode which is kept outside. Second is nano computing technology. So, shared computing. In the past, shared computing, like thousands of people sharing a mainframe computer. Presently, we have personal computing. In future, we'll have ubiquitous computing, like thousands of computers sharing each and every one of us. Computers embedded in walls, chairs, clothing, lights, switches, cars, characterized by the connection of things in the world with computation. And also, nanomaterials are used in sunscreens and cosmetics. Nano-sized titanium dioxide, zinc oxide are currently used in some sunscreen because they absorb ultraviolet rays. And nano-sized iron oxide, it is present in some of the lipstick as a pigment. So in some cases, it is also dangerous because of nano size. It gets absorbed onto the skin, and sometimes it may cause some dangerous consequences. Okay, and the next one is fuel cells. The potential use of nano-engineered membranes to intensify catalytic processes could enable higher efficiency, smaller scale fuel cells. And in most of the displays, like we have zinc selenide, zinc sulfide, cadmium sulfide, lead telluride, nanocrystalline forms are acting as a candidates for the next generation of light emitting phosphors. And CNTs are being investigated for low voltage field emission displays. The strength, sharpness, conductivity, and inertness make them potentially very efficient and long lasting emitters. In batteries also we are using like mobile phones, navigation devices, laptop computers, remote sensors. There is a great demand for lightweight, high energy density batteries. So this plays a very good role. And separator plates in batteries, because of their foam-like structure, they can hold considerably more energy than the conventional ones. And nickel metal hydride batteries made of nanocrystalline nickel and metal hydride are envisioned to require less frequent charging and to last longer because of their large grain boundary area. And in general, nanoparticles have a high surface area and hence provide higher catalytic activity. And we also discussed in the case of properties, they have improved magnetic properties. So because of this, yttrium, samarium, cobalt grains possess unusual magnetic properties due to extremely large grain interface area. And this could lead to applications in motors, analytical instruments like magnetic resonance imaging, MRI scanning are used widely in hospitals and microsensors. And nanoscale fabricated magnetic materials also have applications in data storage. And devices such as computer hard disk storage capacity has increased with magnetic nano materials. And also we have wide applications in medical implantation. The biomedical metal alloys may wear out within a lifetime of the patient, but nano will not wear out because its lifetime is higher. Then the nanocrystalline zirconium oxide is hard, wear resistance, biocorrosion resistant, and biocompatible. So it is used as an alternative material for implants. Then nanocrystalline silicon carbide is a candidate material for artificial heart valves, primarily because it has got a low weight, high strength, and inertness. And they are very much useful in water purification because energy efficient water purification processes, notably in desalination process. And finally, it is also used in military battle suits like enhanced nanomaterial form of basis of a state-of-the-art battle suit that is being developed. A short-term development is like to be energy absorbing materials that will withstand blast waves, and longer term are that it can incorporate sensors to detect or respond to chemical or biological weapons. For example, responsive nanopores that close upon detection of biological agent. Thank you. So the learning outcome, you were able to understand the wide applications of the nanomaterials in various fields. Thank you.